Good morning, everyone. It's really my greatest pleasure to welcome all of you here in Qatar. As Noah mentioned, today marks a very special moment, one that connects talent to industry, and one that welcomes the establishment of Art Basel in the Middle East. This is the beginning of a bold and excitingly unique undertaking, one that merges with and amplifies the cultural artistic ecosystem we have been building piece by piece for the past 50 years. On behalf of His Highness Sheikh Tamim bin Hamad Al Thani, the Emir of the State of Qatar, the true visionary behind this initiative, I extend a warm greeting to the partners who made Art Basel Qatar possible. Art Basel and its parent company MCH Group, the Qatar Sports Investments, QC Plus, Visit Qatar, and Qatar Airways. I congratulate all of you on the effort made, and I keep saying this behind your back, but I say it to you this morning. I've been really impressed by the teamwork that I have seen grow stronger and stronger each day. To the journalists joining us, thank you for being here. I'm equally pleased to greet the members of the Qatar Press Corps, as well as the many regional and international journalists who have come for this occasion. I see familiar faces and new faces. Some of you have visited us before, and some of you may have arrived in Doha for the very first time. Whether Qatar is familiar to you or entirely new, I want to tell you something about how we got to this moment and what all of this means to us. There is a reason why we gathered today in the National Museum of Qatar. It is because our nation embarked on its own culture journey 50 years ago with the founding of the National Museum. In 1975, when there were no museum in the Gulf, my grandfather, His Highness Sheikh Khalifa bin Hamad Al Thani, opened the first National Museum, a place to preserve our history and heritage and to tell our story in our own voices. The museum invites you to explore over 9,000 archaeological sites across the country. Some have been anchored by public art installations, such as the UNESCO World Heritage of Al Zubara, one of the most important trading cities of the 18th century. The Richard Serra East-West, West-East, and Simon Fattal's Maqam at Ain Mohammed's culture villages are some of the examples. The film commission for these galleries here at the museum have nurtured generations of filmmakers working at the Doha Film Institute. The films invited world directors to incubate local talent. The Doha Film Institute supported many filmmakers who also have become artists, some of which are represented here this week. Today, the original palace of Sheikh Abdullah bin Jassim remains at the heart of this museum, embraced by the desert rose designed by Jean Nouvel, a structure inspired by the crystallization of desert sand, symbolizing how identity forms layer upon layer. This is how we build. We respect history, we respond to our time, and remain rooted in the past because the future is always ancestral. When my father, the father Emir, Sheikh Hamad bin Khalifa, established the Qatar Museums in 2005, he made a decisive choice to invest in our most important resource, human development. With this long-term strategy, we avoided the noise and focused on our objectives. 20 years later, we have completed the first chapter of our long-term strategy. The Museum of Islamic Art, Mathaf, the Arab Museum of Modern Art, and the National Museum of Qatar. This chapter is rooted in heritage and identity. And His Highness, the Emir, inaugurated the 321 Sports Olympic Museum in 2022, as well as planting the first tree of the Dedu Children's Museum, announcing the launch of our Children's Museum. In addition, during the World Cup, he supported the installation of over 100 public art installations of national, regional, and international artists, just in time to welcome all of you to Qatar. We have open institutions to train, mentor, and support our creative talent, linking heritage, social development, and the creative economy. We have launched a biennale to support design and photography, and this fall we launch our very first quadrennial to celebrate the legacy of the Qatar FIFA 2022 World Cup, where sports and culture came together in an unprecedented way. An ecosystem we support that has become the DNA of our local culture. From there, we created an entire cultural ecosystem, and as our talent flourishes, the demand grows, and our expansion continues decade after decade. We are patient because what is made to last takes time. Upcoming institutions are the Dedu Children's Museum of Qatar, which places children and family at the heart of our investments in the future of our society. And the final chapter of our 25-year plan consists of the Art Museum, dedicated to modern and contemporary art, the Qatar Auto Museum that celebrates the evolution of the automobile industry, and a whole island designed by Herzog de Meuron, where the Lusail Museum will explore East-West relationships, past and present and future, through power, dialogue, and art. It will also be an expanded site for Art Basel Qatar, elevating all that you will experience this week to new heights. This is a deliberate ecosystem. This is why Art Basel is centerpiece, not merely as a marketplace, but a catalyst for our vision where culture and sports meet. After 5 decades of investments in the culture ecosystem and human development, timing finally felt right to invite and partner with an art fair. The perfect starting point for this partnership is the Msheireb district, which you will enjoy as you explore the first edition of Art Basel Qatar. Initiative of Her Highness Sheikh Moza, Msheireb is an urban space that has expanded into the world's first sustainable downtown regeneration, a walkable, human-scale blend of traditional Qatari architecture and contemporary design. And the perfect time for this partnership is to begin now, when Doha is bustling with Art Basel Qatar and so much more, including the Web Summit Conference, the LNG 2026, the Equestrian Doha Tour, the International Sailing Regatta of the Doha Marine Sports Club, and 2 tennis tournaments, the WTA Qatar Total Energies Open, and next week, the ATP Qatar ExxonMobil Open. I believe culture forms bridges in a divided world. It connects us across borders, fosters dialogue, builds mutual trust, inspires, connects, and heals. I could think of no better choice than Wa'il Shawki as artistic director for the launch of this fair. A distinguished artist and educator, the first recipient of our creative visa, the director of Artist Intensive Study Program at the Fire Station, an artist who has grappled with the subject of conflict and peace and searches for meaning, and as a theme of the fair on becoming, to explore the transformation of humanity, societal shifts, and the evolving systems shaping life, belief, and meaning. We are here not just to present you with yet another art fair, but to curate a platform that uplifts the creativity of an entire region, remaining deeply human-centered and humane, and inviting the world to be curious about who we really are and engage in meaningful conversations. As the world becomes polarized, we choose to invest further in our culture ecosystems, to diffuse fear, to encourage ourselves to learn about one another. As our culture landscapes has evolved over 50 years, what we call Evolution Nation, I welcome Art Basel Qatar as our newest vibrant partner. Thank you all for being here. I saw many of you walking down the street today, so I hope you enjoyed that journey as well, and I hope you have an exciting week in Qatar. Thank you so much.